Hello traders, Rich here and welcome to Kucoin episode 24, and today we are going to go over KCS update and a couple of altcoins that I'm keeping an eye on. If you don't know about Kucoin, it's one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world with over 700 billion traded volume on the platform and 10 million registered users from more than 200 different countries. Kucoin has many features like margin trading, spot trading, trading bots, mining pool, lending, staking, and many more with over 700 listed coins. If you don't have an account yet, I'll make sure to attach my referral link in the description below. And if you create an account through it, you'll benefit from 20% discounts on your trading fees. So let's get started. And as usual, cheers. Let's start with KCS. As you already know from my last week episode, we are currently bearish, making lower lows and lower highs, and we are waiting for the shift in momentum from a long-term perspective by breaking above this channel upward. But for now, let's take it step by step. We are currently around the 10 support zone. We've got multiple rejections from it previously and currently acting as a support zone. That's why we'll be speculating a bullish movement from here. So we'll be looking, of course, for basket ups unless it's broken downward with a big daily candle close. Then a movement lower to the next support would be expected around 5 to 6. We can see it even better from daily time frame. For the boost to take over from a long-term perspective, we need to see a break above this support and resistance, a minor one, of course, which is also the last major high. In this case, a movement higher to the 14 to 15 resistance would be expected. Or if we see a big daily candle close below this entire zone, then a movement lower would be expected. Just like Bitcoin, if you notice, if we break the 18K downward, then we'll be expecting further bearish movement. For now, so long-term bullish, bearish continuation. For now, we'll be looking for short-term bullish movements on lower time frames because we are currently around the lower band. For the bulls to take over, I'm still waiting for a break above this major high from H4 time frame. If we see this break, then we'll be expecting a short-term bullish movement, just like previously, for example, and so on. So that's it for KCS, waiting for this from a short-term bearish continuation and long-term above this zone right here. If you go to link, the bulls already took over here from last week or like 2 weeks ago. I made an analysis. We had the head and shoulders broken upward and so on. From daily time frame, I'm still waiting for a break above the 10 for the bulls to take over from a long-term perspective. We are currently stuck inside this range, waiting for this break. Or if price trades lower from here, are you looking for bust stops around the 5 support zone, which is a massive support and also a demand from weekly time frame. So that's my trading plan for link. And I don't know if you can see it. You can see my alerts right here, waiting for price to retest the 5 to look for buy on short-term perspective and or to break the 10 to buy from a long-term perspective. Same thing for Sand, except that here we've got a range smaller than Link. As you can notice, we are currently also forming a double bottom pattern. For the boost to take over, clearly we need to see a break above the neckline, right, which is covering the entire structure, entire pattern, and also it would be the last major high. It would be around the 1.5 round number as well, which is making like this analysis like makes sense or making it even stronger as an add-on confluence. For now, since we are diving inside the demand zone, I'll be also looking for short-term bullish movements. If you zoom into H4 time frame, this is it, forming like an inverse head and shoulders, or it depends. Let's see how it goes now, or maybe we can draw a channel. But I would like to see a break above the 1. That's why my alert is here for the bulls to take over from a short-term perspective and expect a movement to the 1.5. Of course, meanwhile, Sand would be bearish and we can still trade lower and lower till around the 0.5, which would be inside this demand zone. If we go to dot, we can see that we also have a double bottom pattern forming. It's still forming, right? It's still an idea until the boost take over by breaking above the last major high, which would be around the 10, but I made it a little bit higher for extra confirmation. And 10 also is a strong like round number. And as you clearly notice, 5 and 10, right? Just like Link, 5 and 10. So I want a break above the 10 for the boost to take over from a long-term perspective, also breaking above this channel. Meanwhile, since we are retesting the 5 round number, which would be around this area, we'll be looking for short-term bullish movement. Also, for the bullish takeover from a short-term perspective, we need to see a break above this entire zone. So let me fix it for you to see it better. Here we go. Right, not only above this high, but also above these lows. In this case, the bulls will take over and we'll be expecting a short-term bullish movement till around the 9 to 10. Meanwhile, we can still trade lower till around the 5 or even lower before the bulls take over. That's the power of waiting for extra confirmation. No matter how strong a support or demand is, always wait for the bulls to take over before jumping in. Last but not least, we've got INJ also around a demand zone and aggressive movement upward from here. We've got also a support and resistance just like here around the 5. For the bulls to take over, we need to see a break above this last major high, but I made it a little bit higher for extra confirmation. And yes, again and again, just like dot, link, and so on, we can even zoom into lower time frames and look for short-term versatiles. But for this one, I will not be zooming in because like it's not like as strong as dot, link, and sand, right? Anyway, it depends on you and how much you believe in the certain project and how you want to divide your entries in a way that makes sense to you. But for INJ, I'm waiting for a break above this neckline to confirm that the bulls are strong enough to break above the last major high, which would be around this area for now. Meanwhile, we can still dive inside the zone or go sideways before we finally break it upwards. So that's it for this episode. Let me know if you like this kind of episodes where I go over multiple altcoins in the same video, and hopefully I will see you on the next one.